Hello everyone, welcome to Gora Studies. In this video, I'm going to discuss about lambda expression. So the lambda expression came in Java language little late. Before Java, you know, the other languages are already implemented the lambda expression like C, C++, C Sharp, Python, Ruby, Scala. These all languages are already implemented the lambda expression. So lambda expression is a new features in Java 1.8, but we cannot say that it's a new features in the programming world because the other languages are already implemented this lambda expression. Okay, now coming to the definition of the lambda expression. What is the lambda expression? Okay, so basically the lambda expression or lambda function is an anonymous function. Okay, so what is anonymous function? Okay, you heard about the anonymous class. So what is anonymous class? Okay, that we will discuss in a separate video later, but now we can concentrate on the lambda expression. So lambda function is anonymous function like a anonymous class, the class, okay, not having any name. So similarly here the lambda function is also a function, okay, without name, without return type, and without modifier. So anonymous function should not have any name, should not have any return type, and should not have any modifier. Okay, now it's clear what is anonymous function. So lambda expression or lambda function is an anonymous function. Okay, so how we can convert a Java method to a lambda function? Okay, there are a couple of steps for that. So let's see how we can convert the the Java method to a lambda function. Okay, so suppose we have a method. Okay, like say, let me write down here. This is a method public void print. Okay, this is a method. So here, here, this print is the name of the method. You know, name of the method. Void is the return type of this method, return type, and this public is the modifier, modifier of this method. But we know that lambda function is an anonymous function. An anonymous function should not have name. Also, it should not have any return type and no modifier. Okay, so now we can say that okay, this is the lambda function because this function, okay, does not have name, return type, and modifier. Okay, now I'm showing some example here. Okay, so I'm taking one example, the same example. First let me take this public void print. Okay, and let me print something system dot out dot println, and just I am printing something here, lambda expression. Okay, right, right. So now this is our method. Okay, the Java method. We need to convert this method to a lambda function. How we can do it? So first, the first option is that we need to remove the name of the method. Then we need to remove the return type of the method. Then we need to remove the modifier of this method. Okay, now write down it here. Let's see. Now we have only this and this. We have this system out dot print ln this one and lambda expression. Okay, we have this one. But now, so here you can see this is the lambda function, because this function should not have any, you can see here this function is without name, without return type, and without modifier. We can say here, okay, this function is, okay, not having any name, any return type, and any modifier. So we can say it's a lambda function. But how you can convey it is the lambda expression? Okay, so for that we need to one special symbol. So what is that symbol for to convey that this is a lambda expression? So that expression is that the arrow. Okay, so now we need to put this expression here. Now we can need to put here this expression, and after that just we need to use this one, correct? Now, okay, so rule first rule is that, number one rule is that we need to put the special symbol, that is the arrow symbol. Second one, if we have only one line between the curly braces, then the curly braces are optional. These curly braces are optional. So we can remove that curly braces from here. Okay, so now you can see this is the lambda expression for this method. Okay, you understood? Okay, okay, then let me take another example. Okay, okay, now I'm taking a different example here, like public int add int a comma int b, then return a plus b. Okay, now we need to convert this method to a lambda function. So first what we need to do, we need to remove you know the name of the method, the return type of the method, the modifier of the method. Okay, so what is that now? So if you remove all these things, then it is like int a comma, okay, I missed something, int a, int b, int a comma int b, and it looks like return a plus b, correct? So the next step, what we need to do, we need to put the special symbol so that we can convey it is the lambda expression. So let me put that symbol, int a comma int b, then what happened, nothing, okay, then the special symbol, and after that we can write return uh, return return a plus b. Okay, so here also we have, you can see we have, okay, only one line between the curly braces, so we can remove the curly braces. So it should be int a comma int b, then this one, and we need to remove the curly braces. Okay, now, okay, now the return keyword can only be used inside the curly braces. So if we remove the curly braces, then the return keyword is optional. Okay, so here we are not using the curly braces, so this return keyword is optional, so we need to remove that return keyword also. Okay, so now, okay, okay, so what will be the next step? We need to remove the return keyword, so a comma int b, okay, then the lambda expression and a plus b. Okay, okay, so this is the lambda, this is the lambda function, but still it's not completed. Okay, so here inside this bracket we are using int a and int b, we are taking these two input parameter, but the Java compiler can guess the type of this parameter. Okay, type of this parameter based on the operation, so this is also optional here. Okay, we don't require that because Java compiler can guess the type of the input parameters based on the operation. So in the next step we just remove the type of the input parameter a and b. Okay, and now we can say this is the complete lambda function for this method. You can see how lambda function is concising the code. Okay, for that we need to write this method, okay, to add these two numbers. But now here you can see how simple and okay this code. But the question is that how we can call the lambda functions. Okay, so that we'll discuss later. Now concentrate to understand the lambda function, how to convert the Java method to a lambda function. Okay, I'm taking another example here. So this time I will calculate the square of any number. Int square, and I'm taking one input int n, and it will return what it will return? Return n into n. That's it. Okay, this should be small and that also small. Now here you can see again what we need to do. We need to remove the name of this, you know, name of this method. Okay, okay, so just remove the name of the method, then return type of this method, and then modifier of this method. Okay, now write down the next step. Just int, then return n into n. That's it. Now what we need to do, the next step, we need, sorry, I missed the variable here, int n and the lambda expression, the return n into n. Correct. As we have only one line inside this curly braces, then what we need to do, we need to remove that curly braces, right? Now as you know, the return keyword only use inside curly braces. So here, as we are not using the curly braces, so this return keyword is optional, so we can remove that return keyword also. The next step is that Java compiler can guess the type of the input parameter based on the operation. So here we need to remove the data type of this input parameter, so it should looks like okay. Up to this is correct. So this is the lambda function, but still it's not completed. When we have only one input parameter inside the brackets, then the brackets are optional. So here we can remove the brackets as well. Okay, so this is the complete lambda function for this method, right? Now you understood how to write the lambda function for a Java method. Okay, so how to call this lambda, the functions. So to call this lambda function, okay, Java 8, okay, provided another features. Okay, so that is the functional interface. So we need to use the functional interface to call the lambda functions. So in the next video, we will discuss about the functional interface in detail, but just I'm giving the overview what is functional interface. Functional interface, basically the interface having only single abstract method. Okay, we already used some of the the functional interface in Java. Okay, like runnable, callable, comparable, comparator, all these are the functional interfaces because these all you know interface having only one abstract method. Like runnable has only run method, callable has only call method, comparable has only compare to method, and comparator has only compare method. So yeah, so everything the functional interface in detail we'll discuss in our next video. Okay, so that you can understand clearly how we can write the functional interfaces and how the functional interface basically being used to call the lambda function. Okay, so that's it in this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.